Good morning and welcome to this program. Of course, it is called Don't Train. My name is Gugu Eyala. On this special segment, I have Honorable Jude Lawrence, will be the Director of Contact and Mobilization, RSM. RSM means River Sim Movement. Now, sequel to the 2015 election that brought in former Governor Nyesom Wike, we had organizations like the WSM, that is which means Wike Solidarity Movement. We also had the GDI, Grassroots Democratic Initiative, and different organizations coming together to work for the former governor to succeed. Today we have the RSM. RSM actually was formed before the election, and the River Sim Movement, and they were all over the place, drumming up support for the executive governor who eventually won the election. Now the question is, where is RSM today? What has happened to them? Because after Governor Wike was sworn in 2015, we had GDI and other organizations forming the government at the time and giving the governor a structure. Today, RSM seem to be not visible. We don't know where they are, and then we don't know what they are doing. So today, Mr. Honorable Jude Lawrence is going to tell us a few things about RSM, and also he's going to tell us the state, or what we say River State today, the politics of River State today, what is actually happening, and where does RSM stand in all this. Honorable Lawrence, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so yes. Before we go into politics and all that, I'd like to ask a few questions first. Basically, what is the philosophy behind RSM?
Yeah, the philosophy behind RSM was the support for the governor, just like you had GDI. RSM is like the GDI of those days. This organization was formed out of the bond for the love for the governor, to harness potentials and to galvanize forces to support the governor to win the 2023 election, which we did. RSM is structured in all the wards and in the unit. We have five canvassers in each unit across the state. And in all the wards, we have ESCOs, members of RSM. RSM today is about the biggest organization that supported His Excellency Sim Fubara. Forget about what you hear today. It was because of RSM, the former governor, FCT minister, decided to say no other organization will support the governor except GDI. We know he crafted that in, but we didn't stop at anything. We make sure we use that structure to support the governor to the end, and we are still standing by the governor till today.
Okay, you guys came together. Who was funding it? Was it the governor, or it was funded by individuals, like you said, who truly love the governor and wanted him to succeed?
Yeah, it was funded by the individuals. Okay. Funded by individuals abroad, home and abroad. It's about the widest organization, like I said, that had a spread across the globe.
Okay.
We have the diaspora group. The RSM diaspora is large, just like the home base too.
Okay, during the last administration, as we have said, we had GDI and WSM, yeah, and 1 Million Man March, yeah, many of them, etc. These organizations later, coalesced. They came together.
Yeah.
These organizations later coalesced and even formed the government.
Yeah.
Now, today, what has it benefited RSM supporting the government?
Well, we've seen some appointment. At least we have Professor Blessing Jaja, who is the chairman of primary primary healthcare board in River State. He's a member of the RSM and an official member of the RSM. We're also expecting more appointments for our members because we did well for the governor to come on board.
But do you guys have access to the governor? Do you still is he aware that there's a group called RSM that works for him?
The governor is aware from inception. from the go, the governor is aware of RSM. The governor knows the existence of RSM till today.
Okay, last Thursday, after the Supreme Court ruling, the governor said that one elephant was out of the way, and then there's a second elephant. Which elephant is he talking about? What was he referring to?
Well, well, the governor knows what the elephants are, but if I'm stepping in my own word,
yes,
I think the first major elephant is the breakthrough in the Supreme Court, which happens to be the judgment given from the Supreme Court. There were a lot of things, there were a lot of issues. You just like a video man behind the camera, he sees more. He sees more than what you see. There was so much behind that Supreme Court issue, but we thank God that the governor came successfully. Another very big elephant too to battle with is what we're in now in Rivers State.
What's that one?
The governor will have to battle the illegitimate House of Assembly.
Okay.
It's a strong battle because I think that is the way they want to come by. That is the strong force they want to use.
You're calling them illegitimate.
Yeah,
but the governor gave them legitimacy by paying them salaries and also attending to the people they screened. Well,
the issue about payment of salary was part of the 8-point agenda. The governor is a peaceful person. If you are somebody like the FCT minister, he won't do that. But the governor is, in the conduct, the governor wants not to breach the Constitution. Okay. The governor is not breaching the Constitution. That's why it's very careful. If you look at correspondence, the movement of correspondence between him and those people, you will attest to the fact that he's not recognizing them fully.
Okay, civil servants partied. There was a party when the news of the Supreme Court judgment filtered through, and a whole lot of celebrations and all that. Knowing politicians, don't you think it was too early in this administration for all that celebration?
Well, when will you celebrate victory if not that day? You don't have any other time to celebrate the victory. Beginning from that day, victory should be celebrated. The governor is one man that has done so well for the civil servant, and I know he's going to do more. Okay. Nobody since the inception of Rivers State has given that kind of bonus to civil servant. I mean, 100,000. If you were earning 35,000 or 40,000 and you got 100,000, tell me which governor would have done that. It's like thrice your salary was given to you on a Christmas day or within the Christmas season. I don't see any governor. When people talk about infrastructural development, they are not talking about human development. People are not talking about the welfare of the people, the welfare of the civil servant. Across the globe, welfare of civil servant is treated first. You can build roads, build infrastructures. If the people don't have a proper welfare, you've done nothing.
You don't walk the streets on empty stomach.
Yes, you don't walk the street on empty stomach. So the governor has shown capacity. The governor has shown love for civil servants. I was in Government House when that judgment was given, and I saw the civil servant. I saw the order they came with. I saw the bravery they came with. I saw the enthusiasm in them, and I saw the love they have displayed for the governor. I was at Government House when they came.
Okay. So you think the celebration was in order, and then it is genuine.
Yes.
It's genuine, and then they expect more by that celebration.
Yes, they should expect more, and the governor is being a civil servant. He's going to do more. I understand that the state secretariat will be put under renovation soon, and then we also understand that promotion, the arrears, payment of arrears for promotion and all those are coming, which the previous administration didn't take into account. The welfare of your workers is more. Without the civil servants, the government can't function.
Okay, that brings us to the question of the legitimacy and the illegitimacy of the House of Assembly. The House of Assembly is insisting that the budget be represented to them. Despite the fact that yes, their legitimacy is being challenged in court.
Yeah.
So but that also brings Now, where is the position of the governor? Because he's dealing with them, and at the same time, he's not dealing with them. How do you, how do you, what is going to happen to the budget? How do you implement the budget if the previous budget is not recognized by those who are supposed to recognize it? And then now you're talking about, payment to civil servants, arrears, this and that. There are projects that are that are in place is in the budget that are going to go. What's going to happen, if this ding-dong affair continues?
Well, the budget is being implemented. The budget is in red. Once a red barrel has been appended to a document,
Yes.
The budget is ongoing. It's being used in Rivers State. Even though that there were court orders that the budget be represented or scrap and be represented, who are you representing it to? You are representing it to people who don't have foundation in that place. They are no longer assembly members, as long as we know. By constitution, the very day you defect from the party that funded you, that hauled you to the assembly, you're no longer a member. It's a precedent in law. Once the Supreme Court has given judgment on a particular issue, it's a law itself.
Okay, if that is the case, why did the president, who is supposed to defend the constitution, supposed to defend the law of the land, approve such an 8-point agenda that this should be recognized?
Well, the 8-point agenda, I can attest to the fact that the president maybe didn't read through those 8-point agenda. It was just an avenue to that document was as good as a tissue paper. I went through it. It doesn't have any letter heading. It doesn't show it came from the president.
But the government is implementing it. He's following it up.
Well, for peace, he's following it up. The ones that will not breach the constitution. He has to follow it in such a manner that will not breach the constitution, because even the governor is sworn to uphold the constitution, so he can breach the constitution. He's been careful. If you look at what he's doing, he's been careful in the implementation of the 8-point agenda, not to cause problem and at the same time not to also breach the constitution.
Okay, if you're tuning into this program, this is you're watching Dawn Train this morning, and I have the Honorable Jude Lawrence, who will be the Director, Contact and Mobilization, RSM. RSM, by the way, means Rivers State Movement. And we've been talking about the issues, the political issues in that are happening in Rivers State, in this country. And it's been quite interesting. You can participate in the program by calling the number that is on your screen, and then also maybe asking questions or commenting on the program. Remember to be kind with your words, and before you call, step away from your phone so that we don't have any howling. Just call that number and let's talk. We have Jude here from RSM. Jude, this conversation is getting quite interesting. But let's look at this question. The governor, admitted the returnee special advisor and all commissioners and all that recently. Now, according to you, for peace to reign, and then also to respect the presidential effort. But it appears that the people are not here for peace, because just after the admission, after they are swearing in, the Emeka Woki, who is supposed to be the special advisor on special duties, special projects,
special duties,
held a press conference, saying that they didn't come back, on their own volition. They were recalled. Now, I don't know who actually recalled them, whether it's the governor or the president recalled them.
He said it was on the presidential order.
A presidential order that they were recalled. And I'm asking, if with this attitude, how can the governor work with them to have peace? What do you expect, in this kind of relationship between an appointee and his boss?
Well, the truth is that these 9 characters are one kind of persons that doesn't have scruples. These people,
they don't have scruples.
Yes, these people are characters that I don't know how to categorize them. You don't just throw in the towel. You resign because you are not comfortable, you resign because you don't want to work in that same government. And only for you to come back only for you to stage a comeback.
Sorry, please, let's take this caller. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, I'm calling from Port Harcourt. My name is Karen Nonoba. I'm from Ogoni.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. You are getting the agree.
It's greeting you.
Thank you, no
Okay.
nobody.
My
Thank you.
contribution to what you are discussing this morning is that you 27 lawmakers are not ready for peace. And the governor has to use his head to deal with them. Because what we want is peace in Rivers State. We don't want crisis. What the former governor is asking the present governor to do, he himself will not accept such conditions. But it is only God that intervenes for this River State matter. So I'm begging the governor to use his head and seek advice before he do anything, because those people are not ready for peace. I'm also begging the man with you in that studio to help me tell the governor to remember the people of Public Kingdom, the schools and the government secondary school, Luawi in Public Kingdom, Kanaduka government. Those are the two programs the people have. And the High Court there. If you go to that place, the place is bush. They are planting cassava all over the place. So thank you.
All right, thank you, my brother. You're welcome back. Thank you for that contribution. I think government is watching, and then they will do what is necessary. Now, if you're still watching the program, you can call. As we said, the number is there on your screen, and then let's talk. Now, before that caller came in, you were saying something.
Yeah.
You were talking about the
nine characters,
9 returnee commissioners or whatever we call them. Yes, you said they don't have scruples or whatever.
Yes, because those people don't have attitude. Because what are you returning for? Are you the only person? Is commissionership the only thing you can do all over your life? I keep asking the question. Are they the best out of the millions of Rivers people we have? They are not. They should be ashamed of themselves. Emeka Walker should be ashamed of himself. I went through that clips. Him saying that whatever he said on the clips, I went through the clips. He should be ashamed of himself. Emeka Walker has been a chief of staff to the past governor. What does he want? What does he really want? What does he really want? If you, like somebody like Zacchaeus Adango, who is a lecturer, was even a lecturer to Wike, was even a lecturer of Wike in UST. When Wike was a student of law there. Tell me how Wike will push you around. Tell me how one character will push 9 characters around. And you don't have dreams of yourself. You don't have anything to tell yourself. Anything good to tell yourself. Are they not ashamed? Is their children not seeing them? Their family, are they not seeing them? Can't they get advice that you honorably resign from a government and you beg to come back through presidential order? If not that you went through the back door, the presidential order was just a beg. Let me come back, showing that you are not mannered in the first place.
Okay, the question I'm asking, how can there be harmony? How can the governor work in harmony with these people? Is it paying those people salaries, keeping them there? It's not that a waste of public resources, because so long as unless two agree, how can they work together? That's what the Bible says. So how are they going to work together? Before you answer that, let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome.
I just want to greet that man sitting by your side. I just want to greet him.
Okay, sir.
I just want to greet him. Dude.
Yes.
Dude, good morning.
Morning, my brother.
It's David and
Okay, it's our RSM. Thank you, my brother,
for calling.
I'm just by the radio. I'm just by the television.
Okay, sir. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So I was like, my question is.
Yeah, because the governor has so many people to minute to action any. He has permanent secretaries, because I think that even if the governor assign any responsibility to them, they are still not going to report fine to him. That was the initial problem. when you are in office, the governor is your boss. Forget about who brought you to serve. You are serving Rivers people, you are serving the governor. So when the governor assigns a particular responsibility to you, and you begin to ask questions, does my boss Wike know about it? I mean, how can people behave that way? How can people behave that way? The governor appoints you, you are working for the governor and for Rivers people, and when you are given a responsibility to do, you ask the governor question, have you told Oga? Who is Oga now? The governor is the Oga there. The governor is the governor of Rivers State. The governor is the governor of Rivers State. And so the governor has his discretion to minute away. Governor has permanent secretaries. He has assistants to do. He can better do away with those people. They can stay there, collect salary, because I think whatever assignment the governor will give to them, they are not going to take it. Because that was the initial problem.
Because they don't recognize him as
yes,
as
because they don't want to recognize the governor as their boss. So if they are there for peace, for presidential park peace to take place, the governor can minute to anybody.
But wait, I don't understand when people still talking about for peace and all that. You know, since when an APC president gives order to a PDP governor? You know, since when do we have a situation whereby people, you know, who don't who are in PDP PDP, what do you call them, ministers or PDP commissioners taking order from APC you know, president and all that? Don't worry, we'll answer that call. Let me just take this call out, then we'll go on a break, then we'll come back after the news update. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, we lost that. You know, you can just, we have about 3 more minutes here. You can answer that question. That's the way you talk about for peace and for that and that. These guys don't want peace by their attitude and by their utterances. Yeah. So, you know, and then, so bringing them back will not guarantee that peace. It will be worse because you have an enemy within.
Yes.
And this enemy within is close to you and can hurt you more than when the enemy is out there trying to get to you. Hello, good morning. Hello? So, yes.
Well, like I said, the governor is a peaceful person. He knows how to deal with them peacefully and achieve result too. I will not stay in this studio to say he should deal with them harshly. He's the governor of the state. He knows how to deal with them peacefully to achieve result. The end thing is to achieve results. Okay.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the second segment of the program. My name is Lugo Yala, and of course, the program is Don't Drain. Now, we are looking at Rivers State politics today. Rivers State politics today. And I have my guest here this morning is the Director, Contact and Mobilization, Rivers SIM Movement, Honorable Lawrence Wiebe, Jude Lawrence Wiebe. And we've been taking a look at you know, some of the events that have happened recently in this state. And Mr. Jude, you welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes, I'd like to, you know, before we went on that break, there was something you said. You said that RSM is the most widespread political organization right now in Rivers State. Yeah. Apart from maybe the PDP or any other party. I want to, you know, I want you to expatiate. What do you really mean? What's your how many members do you have per local government? You know, for you to claim that.
Yes, you see, like I said, RSM is widely spread than even the GDI. The GDI does not have members as we talk now. What people are just pursuing is how to wear a cap and a t-shirt and get some dough from them, maybe 5,000, and they run back to their houses. We have a larger spread across the 377 wards in the state. We have membership across the 377 wards in River State, covering up to the unit. We have unit canvassers. You know, when you have unit canvassers, we want it all. We have people who are talking to people at each unit, 5 persons per unit. They are canvassing for us. They canvass for votes. They canvass for same football, and that's what they did in the general election. GDI didn't have canvassers in those units, but we have canvassers across the whole unit in River State. So if you multiply that number 5 per unit times the number of units in Rivers State, you will see the spread.
Okay. The one thing is to have the
At the AGA level, at the world level, we are better organized with up to 18 ESCO members.
Okay. That is at the AGA level.
At the world level.
At the world level.
At the AGA level, up to 15 ESCO
ESCO
members.
Okay.
Apart from ESCO members, we have membership. Recently, we did what we call non-elective convention. That was before the Supreme Court judgment. We did non-elective convention, and you can see the spread, and you can see the pursuit, and you can see the massive potentials we have harnessed from that non-elective convention. We have this spread. RSM is the biggest and the most widespread organization that has contributed to Sim Fubara emerging as the governor today in Rivers State.
Okay, it's quite interesting to know that, but it's one thing to have the members, it's another thing for the members to be placed, in strategic positions whereby when it comes to the nitty-gritty of election. For example, how many of your members are in the PDP hierarchy? How many of your members are, recently, I'll give you an example. Recently, the governor sent, some rice palliatives, during the December celebration, and he went through the party hierarchy, and you'll be shocked to find out that many RSM members didn't benefit from that rice because the party hierarchy didn't recognize them as members of the party. In fact, didn't even allow them to. In many, I'm talking about my personal experience.
Yeah.
But, I was not told. Because they see RSM members as outsiders in some of these places. So you are in a way you may have the numbers, but your influence is whittled down.
That is why we are pleading on His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Rivers State, to see how most of us be appointed into this government. At least we have worked for this government. Let's be appointed. Let majority of this appointment that will come now come through RSM. Members of the RSM should be used so that, because these people are discriminating against us, the PDP. We are members of PDP. I'm a PDP member. I've contested for the State House of Assembly election in PDP. Twice I paid my dues at the party level. But you see, once they identify you to be working with Fubara, you're finished. I didn't get a grain of rice. Even as a stakeholder I am in my local government, Ghana, nobody cared about me. Even the cow they gave, the governor gave. At the world level, nobody saw me. Nobody, in fact, they just told me those things were taken to unit. One of the units is even in front of my own house. I didn't see even a grain of rice. So that's the extent to how the Yesowike group are discriminating against us. So my appeal is to the Executive Governor of Rivers State to recognize some of us and give us some appointment. We can act.
Yes,
Wike was strong in Rivers State because we were there. Now we are no longer there again.
Okay, that's quite interesting. If you're watching this program this morning, remember you can call and contribute to the program either in the form of comments or maybe ask questions. The number is on your screen, so you can call and then we can talk. However, please, before you call, turn down the volume of your TV or walk away from your TV so that we don't have any howling. Thank you. Now, let's continue because it's quite interesting. I'm hearing all this now. I want us to go back to the Rivers State House of Assembly.
Yes.
Because it is a very controversial institution right now. It is. Some say it is recognized, some say it's not, some say that it has legitimacy, some say it doesn't have a legitimacy. However, my concern is, the House of Assembly seems to be combat ready to fight, the governor, and there's no guarantee that if they don't get what they want, they won't come up with the impeachment notice again. They are because that is the last card. they have.
No, yes.
The last card they have is to impeach the governor.
Which will not work.
So the question is, what strategies, if you were to advise the governor, what strategies would you advise him to take to forestall, them frustrating him out of government?
Well, the first major step, like the governor knows it, that these people are not legitimate. Once the governor established that legitimacy or illegitimacy,
but he hasn't gone to court.
Dealing.
It's the PDP that went to court.
No. PDP is in court. That's why the governor is treating with caution also. But you see, talking about this present assembly, there is no assembly there outside the 3 members.
Okay.
From the very day these people defected from PDP to APC, they were no longer members of that assembly. The law is tight. The law, once a Supreme Court rules on certain matter, it becomes a precedent. It's not a law. They know it. In Calabar, what happened in Calabar, in Cross River State, they know it. What happened in Ondo State is a precedent. And so they know they are no longer members of the River State House of Assembly. What they are just doing is to hold one Justice Okoro in Abuja to continue to extend the injunction giving them not to be removed, or for INEC not to remove them. What they're just doing is to buy time. And I think the highest that judge can do is to extend it one more time, and will not be able to extend it more again. The matter will be dealt with. And they know. It's unfortunate, they know. Even Wike knows that they are not going to see, the assembly will not get anything. The assembly won't be there again. They know that the 25 members sitting there today are illegitimate, and they will never function. Whatever law they have made from the beginning, the very day they decamped, is null and void. It's nullity. It's like building something on nothing.
Okay.
What they are doing, they are building things on nothing. The laws they have passed, whether the local government law, the chieftaincy law, whatever law they have passed within this time, is nullity. It's not known by law.
Because they didn't do it legitimately.
They are not. In fact, they are not members of that assembly. They are not. When you are not a member of the assembly, how do you make law? And the difficulties we have in legislative business is consultation. What they are doing, they are not doing consultative legislation. If they have done consultative legislation, the business of the legislative business the world over is consultation. If they had consulted with their constituent, all these issues wouldn't have come up. If they have actually consulted with their constituent too, the issue of them resigning from a political party to the other wouldn't have come up. I'm sure they would have been better advised. But you see, people are going to the State House of Assembly to speak their own mind, not the mind of their constituents. That's the difficulty. That is why one man, I repeat, the former governor, the FCT minister, can twist and hand twist people. That is the reason, because if they were running consultative legislation in the business of legislative business, if they were doing consultative legislation, what they would have done was to consult their constituents on issues. Do we impeach the governor? What are the reasons you want to put on the table for the people? So because the people, your constituent, will see the reason why you want to impeach the governor, because they have no reasons. Because one man is pushing them from one direction to the other. One man is going to sing, on your mandate. 3 days after he sang on your mandate, those boys went to the same assembly and started singing on your mandate we stand, and showed the world that they have become. Who did they consult in their constituent? Legislative business is not you alone. Legislative business is the voice of the people should be heard on the floor of the assembly. The voice of your constituents should be heard on the floor of the assembly, not your decision.
Okay, basically you've established the fact that they represent themselves and not their constituents.
Yes, they are representing themselves, not their constituents.
I'm quite interested. However, whether they did represent themselves or their constituents, they vetoed the governor, because the governor refused to sign those bills, the reform, the local government reform, and then the chieftaincy reform bills.
Yeah, I've said it here that whether you veto the governor or you don't veto the governor, the thing is that you don't exist. So what are you vetoing for? The laws you have made does not exist because you barely don't exist.
You don't exist, but you are receiving salaries. So how can you receive salary when you don't exist?
Who told you they are receiving salary? Have they shown a salary voucher to the effect that they receive salary? They were the one crying the other time. Why would they go to the president? Because they know they're illegitimate. Why would they go through the back door to ask the president to put it on the governor to give them their salary? By right, if they were legitimate, they have right to take salary because they're working for the people. They're no longer working for the people. They're working for themselves, and I've not seen any voucher that shows that they were being paid. People are just rumoring that they were being paid. To the best of my knowledge, they are no longer members of the assembly.
Okay, let's take this caller. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello? Okay, please, when you call, just go ahead and talk so that we can hear you. And then, as I said before, turn down the volume of your TV or walk away from the TV so that we don't have that howling from the background now. We can just talk to each other on the phone. Yes, when the governor said there is another elephant that needs to go, does that indicate that he is digging in for war himself, that he's preparing for war? Because the first elephant is gone, then the second elephant has to go. In the art of, they say in the art of war, know your enemy. Yeah. So does it appear that the governor really knows his enemies and is preparing to face them headlong? Let me take this caller before you talk. Hello, good morning. Okay, go ahead. I think I lost that call.
The common man on the street knows the enemies of the governor. So for me to say the governor does not know his enemies, I may not. The common man on the street, every Rivers man knows the enemy of the governor. And the enemy of the governor is the enemy of Rivers people. Because the governor is the governor of Rivers State. Once you constitute yourself as nuisance to stop the governor or to intrude in what the governor is doing, you're a common enemy of the people.
Sorry. Hello, good morning. Hello? We lost our caller. Go ahead.
Yes, the governor is right to say that one elephant has just been pushed out of the road. The other elephant is to deal with. Those are his enemies. And I think the State House of Assembly is another elephant he need to push out of that road. Where the non-exist, the kangaroo State House of Assembly, let me put it that way.
Kangaroo.
Yes, the kangaroo State House of Assembly. The mirage State House of Assembly is another elephant the governor need to deal with.
Okay. Hello, good morning. Hello? Okay. We're talking about the state of affairs right now.
Yes.
Governor Sim recently, yesterday actually, went to Thanksgiving, and then we saw Tony Cole with him.
Yeah.
People are asking what exactly is happening. This is the man that went to court with him, up to the Supreme Court level, and then yes, the governor won the election, and then Tony Cole has said, okay, you won and all that, but the friendship, the sudden, should I say, relationship or friendship, what does it mean? What are we looking at? Is there likely to be some collaboration in the future?
Well, in politics, there is no enemy. Once you have lost at that level, the only thing you need to do is to join force with the government to achieve development in the state. I will thank Toyiko for the steps he's taking. There's nothing wrong in him taking his matter to the Supreme Court. What would have been wrong with him if he had lost in the Supreme Court and not cooperate with the governor?
Okay.
Governor is the governor of everybody. Having lost in the Supreme Court, he has done the best as a politician to join force now with the governor, because what we're looking at holistically is the development of the state, not this war. There are two instruments the governor is going to run with: developing the state and to make peace with these warring parties, these people that are warring us. You will know that no peace will come without a war. You don't just say peace will come without you fighting a war. He has identified those enemies and those elephants he needs to push away from the road. He's going to combine it with developing the state at the same time running with these elements.
Okay, like you said, there can't be peace, there can't be development in a conflict-ridden environment.
Yes.
So he's trying to he's trying to make peace, with those who are in conflict with him, while at the same time trying to develop the state. And then the second statement you made was, after you lost at the Supreme Court, it is okay for you to concede and make peace. But it appears that the FCT minister and his cohorts, despite losing us at the Supreme Court, are not ready to make peace. So, my question is, what do we expect? What would likely be their plan B or plan C, considering the fact that they lost at the Supreme Court?
Well, there are some of their loyalists have said they will use the kangaroo assembly. Well, my advice to the governor is that he should effectively use the red biro. You should know that Yeso Wike is still in control of the police in Rivers State here. When those his police allies were removed from government house, they were sent to the tactical unit. And this is their job now. When that thing happened, I frowned at it. Why would they be removed from government house and sent to tactical units? Okay. It is now they want to use those people in the tactical units to drive home their point.
I don't understand.
But the governor would have to use his red biro effectively now.
Okay, let me take this caller. I have more questions to come in. Okay, they move to the tactical unit to do what? Are we expecting that at some point in this conflict that it's going to be violent?
Yes, it has turned violent, because in my AG in Ward 9, when the SIM coalition was having meeting, a rally after the jubilation and rally after the Supreme Court.
Please. Hello. Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
I can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Based on the program I was just watching, the advice I have for the governor is just to neglect those people that really disturbing the government, making him not to focus. Let's say focus, because you are putting him as a governor who thinks to do something. Let him forget about those rules, distracting him, and walk ahead and just do what he wants to do.
Okay, thank you, but how can you just ignore them if they want to push him out of of the government house?
There are many ways to ignore them.
Okay.
There are many ways you can ignore them.
All right.
People of Rivers State are very happy that he's focusing on developing the state. It's clear. If it is someone who don't want to develop the state, we are the chances to the state of anybody that is free that is not fire. But because we focus, that is why it's not attached to their truth. So we are all fully behind him. If the whatever thing he wants to do, he should go ahead. There's nothing to do to him.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while the jubilation was going on Saturday, there was maiming of some of the SIM supporters in Ward 9 in Bay. Ward 9 happened to be the ward, that is the hometown of the member of the Federal House member, Federal House of Representative member by Dumdeko. That is his ward, that is his village. But SIM supporters were maimed there. Sustained series of injuries.
And the police did nothing?
The police did nothing. As I speak to you now, they are being hospitalized in Bori. You can find out for yourself. So it shows that these people are battle ready. If you say you are doing GDI, what are you now doing? This is not an election period. It's not an election period. What are you now revalidating members for? It's just to create problem. It's just to create problem here and there so that the state will look ungovernable. I don't see anything GDI should do at this moment. We are off from the election cycle. What remains now is for Rivers people to join on with the governor so that this state will be peaceful, and then the governor will deliver the dividends of democracy. I don't believe that is the dividends of democracy. But people keep saying it's the dividends of democracy. Yes, the dividends of democracy is your right to vote and be voted for. You understand me?
Yeah.
So all these things the government is delivering is the responsibility of government to give to the people. It's not the dividends of democracy. But let me not join people to say it's dividends of democracy, because it's the responsibility, it's the social contract of government to deliver this. However, government cannot deliver that if there's no peace. And I think that is what GDI wants to do. And I think that is what the FCT minister wants to do.
To make the state ungovernable.
To make the state ungovernable, because they have tried to remove the governor from the Supreme Court and it's not working. So what they want to do is to make sure the state becomes ungovernable.
Remember, I asked you this question. I said, does the governor really know his enemy? Now, and you said the whole of Rivers State knows his enemy.
Yeah.
The president is the commander-in-chief, of the armed forces, and the police. Everybody takes command, order from the president. So, if the president closes his eyes to the destabilization of the state by use of by use of the police, which is a state institution, isn't he part of the enemies of the governor?
You mean the president?
Yes.
The president may not be involved. Let me tell you, there are some very serious characters in government that have taken over the institutions. I want to tell you something that happened late last year. I am from Opoko, where the late Dinebai Lolo died. We woke up one morning on the 1st of January to hear that the wife of Dinebai Lolo has now been nominated to represent Kana Constituency 2. And we ask a question, where is the nomination coming from? Where is this thing coming from? This is not the first time somebody will die in Constituency 2.
Yeah.
Mondendo died, and when Mondendo died, people allowed their people. We went back to Tamba, where he came from, and said, Tamba people, produce who you want to produce. But certain element from Gokana took the woman up, took him to the Minister for Federal Capital Territory, and they collected form for the woman. We don't even know what the River State was not involved in any by-election from the initial when the program was published by INEC.
Yeah.
The timetable was published by INEC. I want to tell you how some individuals become powerful to hold down institutions, to want to hold down institution and use them to achieve their aim. All that happened in January. They were going around signing form for the woman, and in fact, at one occasion, they had declared that the woman was one to take over from the husband. And I said, look, this is not a business of next of kin, where your husband will die, and then they will bring you. You have not asked what caused the death of your husband. They will bring you and say, step into that shoes. We fought it up. We fought it up to INEC office in Abuja. And we saw that one individual was trying to influence INEC to put Kana Constituency 2 on the list of the election for February. We fought it. We fought it to the end, and that was the end of that matter. As I speak, my village, I don't want to go into that one, but the election will come someday, and I will come up too in that election. But you see, that's what we are saying. One individual can influence a whole organization. If the organization allows now, because
because this is not verified, but there are rumors that actually an individual tried to finance the local government election. What do you call them?
Yes.
But River State
Electoral Commission.
An individual tried to finance RSEC,
yes,
to conduct the local government elections, so that whether the governor funds them or not, they will just come up with a timetable, say they have the money, and they are going ahead to conduct the election. And then, according to what we heard, the RSEC chairman, declined accepting the money.
Yes, yes.
The First of all, I want to ask, how true is that? And then, how possible is that?
Yes, it's true. We because INEC RSTV started paying for properties. You know, in all the local government where RSTV offices are, they are being hired. And after we saw payment was, they were running around to make payment. But the chairman of RSTV resisted that. That's to show you how some persons are. You want to give money to RSTV, to fund RSTV for an election. And that's the reason why they're asking the governor to represent the budget. Because they want to find out from the budget whether RSTV budget is there or not. It's at the discretion of the state to conduct an election if they have money. No individual can fund any of the fund RSTV to conduct an election.
Fund any state agency.
Fund any state agency. It is the state. It's the duty of the state. And so, what is the quest? This whole thing. I want to take control of local government. I want to be this. What is? I keep asking. Why would one individual want to do all this? What's your interest in it? You are not the first to be governor. Governors have come and gone. Sim will stay 8 years and he will still go. Governors will come. No one man can control this state. No one man, I repeat, no one man can control this state.
Okay, if you're watching this program this morning, we're taking a look at the politics today, you know, in River State, and then we're asking you to participate. The number is there. The program again is Dawn Train. It's a special edition, and I have here with me Honorable Jude Lawrence. He is the Director, Contact and Mobilization for RSM Movement. And hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I've been listening to your program, and
Yes, sir.
we have some people in this state. Some of them are causing problems even when there is no need. I have no apology to say that some of the political jobbers, for instance, the person that is sitting in your phone, will have the authority to be saying that some of them, for whatever they must have done, should be considered to be appointed. So you will see his line of interest. And these are the people that will even promote pictures instead of them to see how peace can be made. For the state to progress, but because of their own personal interest, they will boil off the whole situation in order to get what they are after. So we think the same thing like kettle calling pot black. Again, let us see how some of these things can be ameliorated, and let this man concentrate. This psychopathy will not help this thing. I don't know.
So in your opinion, how can they have peace? Yes, in your opinion, how can they achieve peace? Because you're saying that we need peace to go on, and then my guest here is saying that the governor needs allies to be with him, people that he can trust to work with him to stave off those who are attacking him. And he says he's a psychopath. Now I'm asking, so I'm asking, how can you have peace? How can you fight to survive?
The program for peace is already in motion, and the man that there on the hot seat, I don't believe it's a done. For somebody to rise to the position of an accountant general, I don't see him as a mediocre. So if he has started implementing some certain things, let it be for the temporary, and let the peace go ahead. But when some press fingers are coming like this, like you want to push him this side, then when he comes to this side, they push him to the other side again. Then they will not make him to call him the name that is not his own real name.
Okay, thank you for calling. Before you go, I'd like to ask you one final question. In your definition, what is peace? I said, how would you define peace? How do you see peace?
Well, peace is any situation where things can be done the way it is to be done without any form of oppression or whatever impediment.
Okay, so without oppression or impediment. Thank you.
Impediment.
Okay, thank you, sir. Well, there's a saying that to have peace, you have to prepare for war. But this caller is saying that you don't need to prepare for war. Just do what they ask you to do so that there'll be peace. What's your take on this one?
You can't keep your neck. You can't give your neck to the gallop to be cut off in the name of peace. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Peace, for you to achieve peace, there must have to be, peace, you don't stage manage peace. A war will come before peace will come. If your opponent does not want to believe that today is for peace, and they want to say they will put your neck on the gallows for them to cut, you can't do that. The governor can't give his neck on the gallows to be cut off because he's the governor of Rivers State. And we can't sit down to see that happen. We can't sit down to see the governor give his neck on the gallows to be cut off by people who are ordinary citizens like us. Because if you're not a governor today, you are an ordinary citizen. No matter the position you occupy, you are a citizen like us. So we won't allow that. Nobody has monopoly of violence alone. We have sat too long to watch them do all these things they are doing. And this state must be peaceful. And we must prove that this state must be peaceful by our conduct. Not when we go tomorrow, we hear that people were being maimed somewhere because people are supporting the governor, because people are thanking God for the victory, and they are being maimed somewhere. Who are maiming these people? They are his opponent. What are you opponenting him for? Because he has refused to. And he has told you to your face, this is what is right to be done in the state. If you say you want to impeach the governor like they started, show us the crime. Show us the crime. In your impeachment notices, show us what you say the governor did, that you want to impeach him, a governor that was running on an existing budget. What crime has he committed to be impeached? That's why I said here that you don't become a lawmaker without running consultative legislation. That's probably the business, the problem. Because I can't be a lawmaker in the House of Assembly and one individual will tell me what to do against my constituent. It won't happen.
This brings us to the question of loyalty. What is our understanding of loyalty? Are we loyal to, and then if loyalty is to be shared by percentage, how much loyalty, for example, do we need to give? Let's start from God. From God, how much loyalty do we need to give God? How much loyalty do we need to give our benefactors? You understand? And then how much loyalty do we need to give the constituent, like I was saying, for the governor, for example, Rivers people are the people that came together to elect him. How much loyalty is he supposed to give them compared to the person who probably sponsored him? Loyalty is a very big issue right now. What is loyalty and who are we being loyal to? Let me take this call, please. Hello, good morning. Yeah, could you please turn down the volume of your TV? I can hear you now, yes. Yes, I can hear you, sir. Go ahead. Okay.
Yes, sir. I want to get your feeling today of how this thing can be achieved here in Rivers State. Then all we want is peace. We don't want this thing to pardon what is actually affect the movement of the movement of Rivers State. What we don't want is the political fight. We want to get the same to the room. We are unemployed. We need employment. And we cannot achieve all these things with the country. So we should tell us how to go about it when we want to achieve peace.
Thank you. Well, you heard him. Said,
Yeah, I
said
heard him talk about peace,
yes,
how we can achieve
how
peace.
can achieve peace, because he said unemployed youths and they need employment.
Yes.
And there can't be employment in a rancorous environment. So how are we going to achieve peace? Okay, you answered this, but before then you asked you a question about loyalty. So
yes.
go ahead.
Loyalty to God, you give all to God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When it's God, you give all to God. Loyalty is first to the state.
Okay.
Yes. You don't compromise state issues to loyalty to who sponsored you. Once you have sworn to defend the state, the first thing is you must be loyal to the state. Any other loyalty that will interfere with the state loyalty shouldn't be taken by you. The same thing is applicable to lawmakers. Yes, somebody may have sponsored you, but the constituent to who voted you, we don't know who bought form for you. In most cases, they say, I bought form for this, I bought form for that. We don't want to know who bought form for you. But the first loyalty is to your constituent, because they are the people you are representing. They are the people, they are the reason you're on the floor. If there was no constituent, you won't be on that floor. So that's what I think. Any loyalty you want to give to your godfather or whatever that will interfere with the loyalty of your constituent or the state shouldn't go. The two can't work.
Okay, so you think individuals, politicians who are occupying public offices should be loyal first to the government, to the people?
Yes.
Before any other?
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Then the question the man asked, you said, how do we achieve this peace?
Yes, the peace can be achieved in Rivers State when all these warring parties come to the realization that the governor is the leader of the party in the state. The governor is the #1 man in the state. They still haven't understand that the governor is the #1 man of the state, and that's the reason why you see crisis everywhere. That's the reason why you see they are revolting. If they don't come to terms to understand that the governor is the #1 citizen of this state, once they come to that understanding, there will be peace. Once you come to that understanding, you will withdraw everything violence.
So the warring factions need to recognize
Yes,
the
that the
governor
governor
as their leader.
is the only person that can use the red biro in this state. Because they are still thinking that people on that agreement I saw that some people were using red biro. The governor is the only person that can use a red biro in this state.
Okay, let me take
And let them recognize it.
Let's this last caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is what you are calling from Emily.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. The issue on board this morning is a very sensitive one as much as Rivers State is concerned.
Yeah.
Now, the crisis has voiced to the level of people because both the principal actor and the governor of sponsors did not manage the crisis initially. And now Rivers State has already suffered over it. We are not actually happy over what is going in Rivers State for now. Because the development that was supposed to go into Rivers State is not going for. The government is not having the rest of mind to administer the state the way it's supposed to go. I know the government has a lot in mind. The government is crisis here and there. It has torn its action somehow. Then again, you talk about how things could be achieved. Peace does not come from one side. And I am saying that both parties, both chief boss and the man in the government should both agree and say, let Rivers State have peace. Now, you have a son. There's everything that a city which when that son is found to be a man that is.
I'm sorry, sir. Our time is up. We just have to go now. Thanks for calling. Maybe next time, yes, sir. Okay, so, sir, thank you for coming around.
Thank you.
It has been quite a pleasure having you here.
Thank
So, are you out there? Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more beautiful programs coming to you from RSTV. Once again, my name is Gugu Eyala, and I say bye-bye for now. Good morning. Please listen to this special